Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Bat here. Hope you're doing well. Now, I finally saw the film The Hill. This came out last year. I remember seeing a trailer. Like, oh, that looks good. It's a baseball movie. And you got Dennis Quaid in here. A lot of you don't know, one of my favorite baseball movies of all time is The Rookie. That was with Dennis Quaid back in 2002. Where he played Jimmy Morris, a 40-year-old science teacher who went on to try out for the major leagues and ended up playing for the Diamondbacks. Um, and that's always been one of my favorite baseball movies. It's also based on a true story, inspiring film, like not to give up on your dreams. So, obviously when I saw the trailer for The Hill, and I saw Dennis Quaid in a baseball movie, I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. So I finally got to watch it. It's on Netflix now. And I thought it was pretty good. I like seeing Dennis Quaid in here. I think the actor Colin Ford, who played Richie Hill, the main character, I thought he did a pretty good job. I like how this one is dealt with the power of religion. It took a different angle than your typical sports biofilm, true story, inspirational, you know, and it took the religion side of that. Also, I like seeing Scott Glenn in here. He's the baseball coach who gives Ricky a chance in the third act. A lot of people know him from The Silence of the Lambs. He was in the Daredevil series on Netflix, playing Six. He was also in Training Day with Denzel Washington. And I like seeing him. Also, Bonnie Bedelia, who plays the grandmother in here, who was John McClane's wife, or ex-wife, or separated in the original Die Hard. It was also nice to see her in here. And they got John Smoltz to be one of the announcers at the baseball game. So I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't watched baseball in a while. I used to watch baseball all the time. And I was like, that guy looks familiar. I'm sure he's a baseball player. And I kept saying, I think that's John Smoltz. And of course, it was. Either the acting is fine here. I'm not saying this is like Oscar-winning level acting. But I think this was a nice, inspirational story. Also, if you like baseball, it's also a good baseball film. Some of my negatives with this movie. Number one, I thought for over a 2-hour movie, the first act of this movie, I thought took forever. I thought it was very, very slow. In fact, I ended up pausing the movie for a moment to grab a drink, and I could not believe it's only been 20 minutes. I was like, I thought it was like 40 minutes or so in. So when I saw it was only 20 minutes in, I was like, oh boy. But eventually the movie does pick up the pace. And that was number one negative. I think this movie could have been easily like an hour, 45 minutes instead of over 2 hours. Number two, like I said, this is an inspirational, based on a true story movie. And I had a problem with that. Number one, mainly, it takes place, you would never think a movie like this would actually have a cliche. Have something that, certain horror movies have a certain, oh, that's in every horror movie. That's in every action movie. That's in every, whatever movie. Comedy. Almost all genres have a certain thing that most of those movies take. The idiot is gonna run out the back door, run up the stairs and try to get out upstairs rather than going out the front door, even though the killer is after them. Or A, stay in the car, don't leave the car. 2 minutes later, they left the car. Why did they leave the car? Don't know. This movie actually has something I've seen many times in inspirational, based on a true story movies. Funny enough, one of them has Dennis Quaid in them. The Rookie. Now, in this movie, The Hill, Dennis Quaid is a pastor. He has a family. But you know what? He's not into baseball. And he doesn't want his son playing baseball. And he doesn't go to any of the baseball games. He wants his son to think about life. Think about the future. Be serious about life. Your future, your career. And baseball is not it. Where have I seen that before? Almost directly. Oh yeah, The Rookie with Dennis Quaid. The father in The Rookie, Dennis Quaid's father was like that. Even though he was he worked for the military and they traveled a lot to different military bases. But he was always like, Dennis Quaid's Jimmy Morris. Stop talking about baseball. Stop playing baseball. Think about your career. Think about your future. Think about your family. You're a 4-year-old science teacher. You live in a good house, a good family. You're making money. You don't need to go run off and try and be a baseball player now at 40 years old. And Dennis Quaid's father, Brian Cox. And he was exactly the same way. He didn't care about baseball. He didn't anything. And what happened at the end of that movie? Brian Cox shows up for one last game. Dennis Quaid's first major league game. And what did he say? I wasn't going to miss this one. And then we have The Hill, which is very similar. Dennis Quaid. I'm not going to go watch my son play. His main game in order to get into the major leagues. And guess who showed up right at the end? Dennis Quaid. The daddy. And there's another movie there, one of my favorite movies also. October Sky. With Jake Gyllenhaal. Homer Hickam. He wants to shoot rockets. He wants to go to NASA. He wants to be like Warner Von Braun. And Chris Cooper, the father, doesn't care about rockets, doesn't care about all that stupid stuff. You're going to work in the mine. The mine. You're in Coalwood. You better start thinking about the mine. Not this mine, the coal mine. And sure enough, doesn't go into any of the rocket launches, doesn't support his son at all, doesn't talk about it. You need to think about your career, you need to think about your future, you need to think about, mining coal. You're not going to be a football player like your brother. So, no. And of course, at the end of that movie, his last rocket, he's going to shoot up in Coalwood before he goes off to college. Because he got that scholarship. And guess who shows up? Chris Cooper. Daddy. And they go up and they have the great music start playing. And they shoot the rocket off together. He presses the button, puts his hand over his son's shoulder, sees the rocket go up. Okay. So I'm like, I grew up with 2 movies. One that hits 25 years old this spring, or sometime this year. And the other one, The Rookie, that hits 22 years old this April. And then we got The Hill, which not only has Dennis Quaid in a new baseball movie in 22 years, but it also has a similar story beat that was in The Rookie. So overall, I still thought this was a pretty good movie. Like I said, other than the first act being slow and the familiar subplot story beat that I've seen many times. I would give this a 4 out of 5. It's inspirational. I said if you like baseball, good baseball movie. If you're into religion or religious, it's a good religious movie. So, did you see The Hill? Like I said, now it's on Netflix with Dennis Quaid. Let me know in the comments below. Matt the Matt here. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. I would love to.